This is Backbones John Klinger. You're listening to the Gorilla Report, and you are listening today to the best in Europe. Love me or hate me, I'm still gonna be me.
Alright, how's everybody doing out there? We are back. Episode number 3, Season 4 of the Gorilla Report interviews. I am your host, as always, Ollie Harper. And today we have another absolutely tremendous professional wrestling interview to bring to you today. Another UK exclusive. As today we have on the show a gentleman who I feel is without a shadow of a doubt one of the hottest free agents in the professional wrestling business right now. He's had some great work over here in the UK, Europe. He's also been very closely on the radar of TNA Impact Wrestling. As well as that, he was the TNA Gut Check winner in 2013. As I say, the opportunities keep on coming. At the start of this year, he got to be on the TNA Maximum Impact Tour in January, competing to many fans in London, Wembley Arena. The opportunities just keep on coming, as I say. Joining me on the show this week is none other than Bad Bones, John Klinger. And to anybody that hasn't heard of John Klinger, please do sit back and listen to this interview, because I tell you right now, by the time you finish listening to this, you will want to know even more about this guy, because he is without a shadow of a doubt one of the hottest free agents in wrestling right now, and this future for this man is very bright. But before we get out of here and we kick off the interview, of course, I just want to plug the Gorilla Report Facebook page. If you go to the Gorilla Report on Facebook.com, please do give us a like. Always appreciate it. If you want to find out about any more exclusive news regarding new guests, new content, it's all going to be on there, as well as the Twitter page at Gorilla_Report. Please do give us a follow. Always appreciated. But yes, that is pretty much everything. And as I say, coming up next on the Gorilla Report interviews is Bad Bones, John Klinger. He joins me next on the Gorilla Report interviews. Professional wrestling fans, we welcome you back to the Gorilla Report interviews, episode 3, and I am here with a gentleman who I feel is one of the hottest free agents in the professional wrestling business. This gentleman is making waves. This gentleman has been on places like TNA Wrestling's radar. He has been doing some great stuff over here in the United Kingdom. He does some great stuff over in Westside Extreme Wrestling. He's been making waves in Japan for Big Japan Pro. This gentleman, for me, is a guy we're going to be seeing a lot of in years to come. Joining me on the show this week for a very exclusive chat is none other than Bad Bones, John Klinger, or better known as the Psycho, but the German Psycho Bad Bones, John Klinger. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, sir. Thank you for having me on your show. Really appreciate it.
No problem, sir. No problem. It's, like I said, been really nice to get in touch with you today. I've been very impressed with your work recently. You've been doing some great stuff. Yes. I was just going to say, first of all, you've just come back from the UK. How was it?
It was awesome. I worked for IPW UK. I worked for them years ago, and the last time I was there was like about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Then we started to work with each other again. So I was in the Royal Rumble thing there. I smashed a little guy, and then the show after, I was in the title match. Yeah. So what happened? Bad Bones, new IPW UK World Champion.
Yeah, and that's very cool. It means obviously we're going to be seeing a lot more of you in the UK, which is very good stuff in months to come. So I was just going to ask, with the UK, for you, what talent from our shores really does stand out to you when you come over to the UK and you get to see all the guys that we have on offer? Who really stands out to you?
There are a lot of guys. If I would have to say, because like Joey Hayes,
yeah,
we got Rampage Brown, who's a really talented guy. There's so many guys. I haven't seen them all yet, but I hope to get some of them in the ring.
Yeah, yeah, very cool, very cool. And just saying, of course, also with the UK, when about? So you're going to be back over here? I was just going to say.
Really soon.
Pretty soon, pretty soon. Can't give anything away too much, but it's coming soon. That's very cool. All right, so let's talk about, say, for you with professional wrestling, the inspirations of you getting into the business. Where were you? Pretty much, what age were you when it was very much a necessity that you were like, you know what, wrestling's really become something now where I want to become a professional wrestler? Who really was the inspirations for you getting into the business?
It's definitely a funny story because it all started when I was 4 years old. My parents were switching through the channels,
Yeah.
and they stopped at the program, which was wrestling, and I was totally into it. And I told my parents that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I saw Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan was ripping his shirt, and I tried as well ripping my shirt, but it didn't work because I was 4 years old. So my mom cut it through, so I ripped it off, and I told them that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So from there, I had a dream, I had a wish, and I made it my goal to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, my inspiration were like Macho Man Randy Savage and Shawn Michaels, all-time favorite.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I never had the feeling to get off it. There's so many guys who tell you they want to become wrestlers, and then 1 or 2 years later they say, oh well, I watched that back then, but I'm not into it anymore. If you have a dream and you have the will to do it,
Yeah.
you can reach everything and every goal you want.
Absolutely, that is very, very good. That's very good advice for anybody getting into the wrestling business. I think that what you're saying there is absolutely right. Pretty much if you put your mind to it, anything is possible, and that is a very, very good way of thinking when rolling through life. So let's say touching on your training. Who was it again that trained you?
I was trained by a German guy who's called Carsten Kretschmer.
Okay.
I don't know if you have heard of him. He's based in Hamburg.
Okay.
Also, one of my trainers was Lloyd Anoy,
Okay, yes.
who is a cousin of The Rock, so that's
Yeah.
pretty much awesome. He trained me for 6 months. When he was over in Germany, he was quite a lot often in Germany at that time, at 2004. I took every chance to train with him, and he showed me so many ways and so many stuff that I took with me, and I'm really grateful that he was there and I started.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's great. I mean the Samoan wrestlers have got some of the most talent going out there. I mean you look at a guy like for me straight away springs to mind Roman Reigns. I mean you look at Roman Reigns, he is
awesome.
He is absolutely superb. And so you say you got to pick Lloyd's brain. What was some of the best advice that he was able to give you at a young age when getting into the business?
Never give up on anything.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest things he told me, and he said if you want to become somebody, you have pay your dues, but you have to have the passion, the will, and the dedication, and you will become whatever you want.
Yeah, that is very good. That's very good. And so you were saying that you debuted in it was 2004? I'm correct.
Yes.
2004. Have you got any memories of that first sort of booking? That first booking, the little story you might want to share. Your first booking, your first match, a young guy. I bet this was for you. Wow. Boom.
It was wow. It was November 2004.
Yeah.
I was 6 months in training, and I seriously had no clue what I'm doing, but they wanted to put me in the ring.
Yeah.
So if I look back to it, it was I would say it was too early.
Yeah.
But if you see it in a way that you can learn from the actions you do,
Yeah.
it was possibly the right thing to do. Yeah, the first match, it was a handicap match, and all I got was punch,
Yeah.
and and a superplex.
Oh.
I don't know. That just came out of nothing.
Uh,
So my memories to that, yeah, maybe no.
uh. But of course, obviously over time, you get the momentum, you get more and more bookings, you get to, go around different parts of the world, you get to work with different guys, you get that more and more experience. And there's always, I've said it before, but I mean, as much as the next guy's been in the business, there's always chance to learn something new. And when I'm saying that, I'd like to ask where you've gone in the world. Like, I mean, you've been to different places. You've been to Europe. You've done things for America. You've been to Japan. Um, what is the best stuff you picked up in places like Japan to England that you might not have known?
Um, like comparing them all together, you mean?
Well, yeah, just like little things that you've very much managed to say pick say something in Japan that they might not do in England, or something from say England that they might not do in
Yeah,
Germany.
yeah. Well, the fans of Japan, they appreciate everything you do. When they watch a match, they don't really cheer. Like they watch a match and they clap, but
Yeah,
that's because of respect. They
yeah,
they they are really quiet. So when I worked the first time there, I thought, "Oh, don't they like me or something like that?" Then I got explained that they appreciate everything you do and they clap when you have finally done something.
yeah,
And when they pick on you, like, and they like you, and they start cheering, um, because there was that funny thing. At one show, I started the Yes chant. Like,
oh,
it was like, um, when Danny Bryan started it, we were watching Raw. Oh,
yeah,
that's a funny story actually. We were watching Raw, and I was like, I will just try that today. Just maybe just for the fun of it.
yeah,
Maybe they react to it. And the funny thing is, I started it, and all the Japanese fans chanted yes, and that was like pretty awesome. Like normally they don't like the gaijins, which means like the foreign guys, so they're
yeah,
they're just for their guys, for Japanese guys. But at that point, they turned myself face and switched their guy to the heel.
yeah, yeah,
So they had something to pick on, and that was like one of the wow moments I seriously had. Like it was something special for me.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but comparing fans from England to Germany or somewhere else, um, there is not much difference. Like when you have like really good shows and you like have the fans on there who appreciate what you do, not
Yeah,
the smart marks, because
mm,
sometimes they know more than they think they know, but and they appreciate like the guys who appreciate the stuff. You can have like so much fun, and you can have like the fans going home and remember the show for like maybe forever
yeah, of
because they
course.
have something to
Yeah,
to, to pick on like a moment or something what happened there.
yeah, yeah, definitely. That's very cool. And saying so, a lot of places where a lot of the when you say the small marks, but a lot of the fans will know you from, of course, is West Side Extreme Wrestling,
Yeah.
WXW. I know they had a show this past weekend. They had a Tommy End versus Chris Hero.
Yes.
I'm very much looking to come to a WXW show. I don't know if
You
it will
should.
probably be this year or it might be next year, but what could you pretty much to anybody listening to this listening to this interview right now? What would be the best selling way? What would you say to somebody that's not been to a WXW show? What are they going to expect if they're
It,
coming from far away?
yes, it's a pretty unique style of shows. Like you have like three sides where the fans stand around the ring, clapping on the apron,
Yeah,
and you get one side with chairs. So like the whole WXW thing from when it started was all four sides, just of fans standing around the ring side and clapping on the apron.
yeah,
This is an atmosphere you can't get somewhere else.
yeah,
Like there are so many other shows like ICW has it now that the fans are standing, but they're not like next to the ring and clapping
mm,
on the apron.
yeah,
It's still something. It's still something unique, and um, I can remember when I wrestled Brian Danielson in 2008 at the 16 karat gold tournament.
Yeah.
But when the fans were clapping for me, like on the apron, I had like so much. How do you call it?
Momentum.
Yes,
Yes.
that this moment is one of those moments I will never ever forget.
Yeah.
Like if I have to tell what is like the moment, I would say it's this one. Yeah, and WXW has like really talented guys on there, and you should really have a look at this one. They're um, like you have so many shows in the UK, but
Yeah.
if you like those shows, you should definitely go to a WXW show just once, or like because the WXW is like touring all over Germany now.
Yeah.
There are so many different airports to fly to where you can get cheap flights. So have a look at it up and enjoy and decide yourself how you like it.
Yeah, as I was saying, I mean, it's not. I mean, for somebody such as myself, I mean, I've been a fan of wrestling for probably close to 16 plus years. It's always
Yeah.
been something for me, and I mean, for me, I'm very much. I don't turn my nose up at anything. Wrestling is wrestling to me. I just love any wrestling. It doesn't matter if it's 50 people in a little seated gym. It doesn't matter. It's wrestling, and I can go anywhere and watch it, and that's how it is for me. It's a raw passion.
Oh, there's another funny thing. Like Oberhausen is the main place for WXW,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But like everywhere in Germany where we go with WXW, the fans do like me,
yeah.
except of Oberhausen. They hate me.
Oh God. So you can very much you can get that big heel heat in the overhouse and get it very much spot on.
That's pretty funny. Like. Do you remember Bret Hart being face everywhere except of the United States?
Yes,
Kind of
yes.
feels like that sometimes.
That is a good way to that's a good way to rock it, isn't it? Yes, fantastic.
Definitely.
So with WXW, early WXW, what year was it that you got into West Side Extreme Wrestling, and pretty much the little story pretty much behind it and how it all came about, really?
That was 2005.
Okay.
Yeah, I started in a little promotion in Germany, which is like, uh, not the best, but like it was like good to start at. And then I was like talking to Hate, who was like the owner of WXW, who created WXW
Yeah.
in the year 2000. And I was talking to him, and he said, I like you, and I want to give you a chance. So he gave me and the other guy a little dark match at one of the shows,
Yeah.
and like the dark match, it definitely was not a match you want to see at a dark match because we killed it. We seriously killed it.
Mm.
And I don't want to remember this one, or don't want to think of this one because it could have been like a main event match,
Yeah.
but not for a dark match. That's something you just don't do.
It's just
Well, obviously they liked me, but they didn't like the other guys. So I got invited for a couple of more shows, and yeah, since then I'm stuck with WXW, and like they managed to do so much for me, and I'm really appreciate what they did for me, and I'm really grateful that they are there for me when I needed them.
That is great. That is definitely great. And I was just going to say, of course, with the Bad Bones character, to anybody that is getting very much, just starting to get into somebody like yourself, with Bad Bones, who is Bad Bones to John Kay? Who is Bad Bones? What do you try and portray in Bad Bones? Who is Bad Bones? What do you try and get out there to the fans to get them to invest in their time and their money into somebody who is Bad Bones? What is Bad Bones?
Well, he's a unique guy. He's a guy who can go any style he have,
Yeah.
or like he can wrestle with any guy of any style and any weight class.
Yeah.
Sometimes he flips and he gets to the German Psycho,
Yeah.
which is a good way or can be a bad way. It depends on which side he is.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really decide which place he goes or what's next, So at the 1 second he can be on your side, and on the other second he flips, and you're actually, well, I
Boom.
don't, I won't say that word
No,
on the podcast right now.
no
So,
problem. No problem. We'll keep it.
um, yeah, and over the years, he became the best in Europe, you know.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, between like he really thinks he is the best, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and he wants to show out that he's the best.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe him, he gets to the German Psycho and he makes you believe it.
Very cool. Very cool. It's nice. That is very cool that you know the identity of the guy you're this guy Bad Bones, what you want to get out of what is the most you want to get out of this
Yeah,
character, and what you want to get over to the audience. That is tremendous. When you're on the money with that, you can very much progress it and take it anywhere and make it bigger and better going forward.
definitely, definitely. Thank you.
Definitely. And saying so, another thing. So let's talk about TNA, Impact Wrestling. They've been on
Yes.
your radar for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And it really annoys me and it really baffles me that they haven't signed you yet to a proper contract. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going through much of a transition right now. They're getting rid of a lot of their old guys. They're bringing in a lot of guys from the independents from different parts of the world. And I think, there's very much a missed opportunity there to bring you in, like, as a full-on guy to be on a weekly basis. I mean, I know you did the Gut Check Challenge. We're going to talk about that. But how did the TNA thing first come about originally for them coming to knock on your door?
Well, the first time they knocked on my door was 2011.
Okay.
There was a gut check in London, and I was part of it.
Yeah.
That was with D'Lo Brown.
Yeah.
Like we had like a couple of guys having like a gut check seminar thing,
Yeah.
or like a gut check trial. Yeah, and then it was me and another guy who came to the like final round, and they wanted us to do promos, and they said they would come back to us.
Yeah.
And it take a while because they wrote me a message and they were like, yeah, we need your picture and your statics. Can you please send them over and yada yada yada. And I just thought they're gonna put me like on their web page that I was like part of the gut check
Yeah.
of 2011. But then they messaged me again. No. You're gonna be like in the gut check challenge, which is an online thing, and you are the only German in there. And I was like, holy moly, what? So I couldn't really think of what's going on now. So we had that gut check challenge, and that like the first thing got canceled because of some trying to cheat and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Then they redone it, and it took a while again. So it was like a hard thing to get through and through and through because I actually hope that the fans will still be on when it gets relaunched.
Yeah.
And the final thing is that I won the gut check, and seriously, I couldn't really think of that. Like when I saw my name, like the winner of the gut check challenge is Bad Bones John Klinger, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to think because I didn't know what would happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they contacted me that I'm going to be part of the UK tour. But I actually thought I'm just going to have like a art match, like a house show match, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was there, they told me that I'm going to have like 2 TV matches and I'm going to do the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's another big thing for me. That's something I never had, and I didn't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
So I went there, and like all the guys were so nice to me, and it felt so familiar.
Yeah.
Like I knew a couple of guys from back then. It was like Christopher Daniels, who I know for like 7 years now,
Yeah.
because he was like booked in Germany a couple of times, or Samoa Joe, and they were like part of those guys who actually wrestled with me, or I wrestled against with.
Yeah.
So it was a really big deal for me. But still, I'm still as humble as somebody can be, because like there's always a gift, and if you don't appreciate it, it will be taken away.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
So that was like the moment to show them that I'm capable of, or to show them what I'm capable of,
Yeah.
and I can say I impressed them, and I'm still on the radar, and we're still in contact. So that's not the last think you have seen the backbone of John Klinger in TNA.
That's good. That's good to know. I mean, and I hopefully it won't be the last time that we see you with TNA. I mean, there's definitely you've got a lot more in the tank for them going forward. I'm going to say with a lot of the guys you got to work with on the UK tour. I know you say Bad Influence, Kazarian, Daniels.
Yeah.
Obviously, you did the. Was it Joker's Wild? I believe it was
Yes.
the Joker's Wild pay-per-view they did. I think they had it over here on Challenge TV just a couple of weeks ago. And
Yeah, it got aired on my birthday. What was pretty funny.
yeah, that is very cool. I was going to just say, what... I mean, obviously, like I said before, you know, you're always learning and you're able to always pick up new stuff. But some of these guys that are with TNA, what was some of the best... I mean, surely you would have gone in there and picked their brain right on stuff in terms of what, you know, new stuff to learn.
Definitely, yeah. Like when I was there, I tried to ask as much as I can, as much as I can learn, and I try to pick up from the little things.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's in the ring or if it's backstage. You know,
Yeah.
you always learn a new thing every day,
Yeah.
and even if you're 10 years in the business, you can learn a new thing every day.
Yeah, definitely. What was some of the best advice that you were able to get from the TNA experience?
Be yourself and don't be somebody, or don't play to be somebody else.
Yeah. And okay, could I just ask who gave you that advice?
There were a couple of guys giving me that advice. Like there was one of them was Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that was like a thing which really it's a good thing to get like a feedback of those guys like this, and like as they told me that thing, I didn't feel nervous anymore. You know,
Yeah.
I was really nervous getting there, but like as they talked to me like this, it was just blown away.
That's fantastic.
Oh, also it was Al Snow who told me that. He's one of the top guys, like, and he's one of the road agents there now, right?
Yeah, correct. Yes,
Yeah. And like he was really taking care of me, and seriously, if he hears that, or if somebody he knows hears that, I want to thank Al Snow for everything he did for me.
Not a problem. We've actually, funnily enough, Al Snow is actually a mutual name here. We did have Al Snow on the show it was around November, December last year. We wrapped up the show last year with Al Snow, and he's very insightful guy, knows his stuff.
Yeah.
If there's you could pick that guy's brains for days on end.
Yes.
If you want to learn and get better in wrestling, I think it's safe to say.
Definitely.
Fantastic. Now, one thing we'll like to do now is called word affiliation. I'm going to bring a couple of names up that you have worked with, and you can give me one word, you can give me a sentence, you can give me a story. It doesn't really matter, but whatever it comes to you, what comes to mind. So the first one, off the bat, is actually a lady who we had on the show on season 1 from Germany also. I'm talking about none other than Jazzy, aka the Alpha Female.
Really great talent.
Yeah, very cool. Another one, I would say, Tommy End.
Awesome guy.
Yeah, very cool. Trent Beretta.
One of the funniest dudes I have ever seen.
Yeah, he's a character. He's a character. He was over here. He was over here recently. He was doing some stuff with WXW. It was around February, March time. He did Southside, a couple of dates up over here, Kamikaze Pro, and then I know he was doing the WXW stuff. About another one, American, Tommaso Ciampa.
We need a rematch.
Okay. How about Shauna? I know Shauna actually she had the tryouts as well, so it was like you and her are kind of doing a lot of the UK dates as well. But yes, Shauna.
Yeah, it was competitive, but I think each of us got like the goal they wanted to. So I was happy that she was on the show as well, because she earned it as well.
Yeah, very cool. And pretty much, what current stuff have you got going on right now that you'd like to promote today?
Yeah, I started that charity thing in Germany just like a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's a charity against cancer. I call it like the Boots to Cancer charity thing
Okay.
because like I got um I got a message of a guy like of a boy who was like 15, 16 years old, and
Yeah.
he asked me about when can I see the TNA stuff you did in television. And I was like, dude, see that was like on television like at that time there, and he was like, oh, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have gone to my chemo.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Mm.
You know, you can be like happy that you're still alive because you did that chemotherapy, right?
Mm.
So I sent him a T-shirt and an autograph card, and like a few days later, he wrote me again and he said, I called like every of my friends because I'm so proud that I got that stuff right now.
Yeah.
And then I had like I'm sometimes backstage when we have like kids of a few colleagues there, right?
Yeah.
I'm drawing for them,
Oh,
right?
very cool.
And one of the fans actually noticed that I'm doing that stuff, and she has like bad cancer, like in a bad way. So
Yeah.
she was texting me like, oh, I heard you're drawing like sometimes for the kids, but I know I'm old, but I'm the kid of some mother, so would you would you draw something for me?
Yeah.
So I drew like a little picture, and I sent it over to her, and she was writing back that every time she feels bad and wants to give up, she looks at the picture and smiles. So
That is
it gives
excellent.
her like the power not to give up.
That is fantastic. What a
Yeah, so I got a few sponsors together who got the cost for like I made a T-shirt
yeah.
which says I love wrestling, and on the back is like Boots to Cancer thing,
Yeah.
right? Um, so I made that thing, and like the sponsor paid for the T-shirts, and like I'm gonna sell them
Tremendous.
for 35 euros now, like, and
Yeah.
all the amount of money which comes in goes to the cancer charity thing. And
Tremendous.
like everyone who's donating money for that, I'm gonna put on a list, so they will see that like how many people helped to or help with that project to become like bigger,
Yeah.
that is a hard sorry. This is
Yeah.
a hard project of my own. So this is something I want to give, but I don't want to have anything back of that.
That is
I just want to use my name because like my name to get more donated. So does that make sense for you?
yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I can understand that. Yes.
Like the thing is like I have been in like a few television shows and stuff like that. So if I can get an amount of money because of my name, like more money because of my name,
Yeah.
and it will be like this.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy to bring a smile to a little kid's face.
That is.
If that's the only thing which we can do,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's it.
Definitely. That's tremendous. It's a great attitude to have as well. I mean, going forward, you're very from what you're telling me, you are perhaps one of the most unselfish guys going. I mean, you're giving so much back to the community and just to everybody out there, and that is a truly humbling thing. So I must say, props to you.
Thank
It's
you very much.
tremendous, man. Yeah, it's very cool, very cool. Um, so now, I mean, where are we now? We're into what, May? We're in the middle of May.
Yes,
You've just come off a UK tour,
yes,
successful one of that.
yes.
Going forward now into this, well, not in May, went into June, but June now. Where do you want to go now with things? What is the future for John Klinger or Bad Bones?
Well, I got a couple of shows going on now. I got one this weekend. I got like more coming up for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
But there is no stop for me. Like I want to. How can you say that? I want to go as high as it can be, or as high as it
Yeah.
can get.
Yeah.
So you can't say I'm going there. I'm going there. I'm
Mm.
gonna work my way like to the top, and I don't fear any roadblocks because I had roadblocks before, and so may they come, I'm gonna climb them and reach the goal I want to have.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Very cool. Well, so I want to wrap up. I'm going to start wrapping up now. I think that's the last word you said then. Absolutely brilliant. You know, what a great attitude and what a great mindset that you have going forward for your career. I think it's tremendous. Anybody listening to this, I think you're on the money right now with everything going forward.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem, John, not a problem. I was just saying, and that is about that today. I just want to say a big thank you to Mr. John Klinger, aka Bad Bones, for coming on the show today. I've very much enjoyed speaking to you today, sir.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that you had me on your show, and thank you to all the listeners. And I hope to see you around at some show, and we're gonna have some fun. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, John. Fantastic. And that is that. You have been watching. You've been listening to the Gorilla Report interviews. My name is Ollie Harper. Keep on watching your professional wrestling, and we will be back down the road with more professional wrestling interviews for your audio listening pleasure. We'll see you soon, guys. Take care.